So it's late this evening, but I wanted to finish this game here. So we're in week 4. It's day 22. The Druid is winning. I think we're pretty certain that that is indeed the case. Um, we do have to see like what the other folks can do, and they are sort of vying for second, third, and fourth place, and that's a valid, that's certainly a valid story to capture. So we're gonna try it out and see sort of where they end up. Um, So first off, let's do a super quick rundown of where everyone's at. First thing is first, we drew 3 new events. We have the Young Knight in the Deep Woods, the Poison Pool also in the Deep Woods, and the Dead Adventure in the High Paths. So the Deep Woods has a little bit of convergence there, and you could score 2 points just by being there. So the White Knight actually looks like he is in a really, really good position to score points. The Woods Girl, not as much. Not so much. I do think, because even that Dead Adventurer is not really on, right? It's not on her path. She has to go all the way around and get there. And even then, she has to end up back at a dwelling to get the victory point. You only get a treasure for picking a corpse. So I think she ends her week. I think her goal, there's a point here to be had if she can kill all these goblins, plus another 21 prowess. And 21 prowess would put her in the lead. So that would give her 2 points to take the lead in prowess, plus another point. So that's 3 points. And then I think maybe she would get lucky and maybe find something in the lair. And let's say that's a great treasure, and that might get her anywhere between 0.5 and 1.5 points. So she has something like, 1 to 4.5 points on the table, I think. But that's about as good as she's gonna do. And it could all go awry because she still has to get around to the goblins. And this tile is still very dangerous. The White Knight is actually in second place right now, and I think the White Knight is in the best position. Now, having said that, his half point is from the cloven hoof, so super likely that he just sells this thing. Technically, if he wanted to, he might get more points at the end by holding it and turning it in for prowess at the end, which you're allowed to do, but you only do one. It can be a great treasure, or it can be counted for prowess, and that would be half of its best value here, so 20. Um, so he could technically win prowess. That would give him a point, but he would have to drop the half point for great treasure. So that's a half a point possibly. Now, he does have on the table, have Navigator, but that's 2 things he has to find. Giant Slayer, and of course the Poison Pool and the Young Knight have both appeared here. So I think he could really quickly make points. I think. So I think he goes down here. He tries to pop these 2 as quickly as possible, then run back up and try to find and get this giant, and then that's 3 points. So I think he has 3 points on the table here. And they're much more doable than the Woods Girls, really, I think. The Druid's in the lead, and he's fine. I don't even know what he has. Locate the vault, bury the dead, end of phase at the large campfire. Did he not score that? He had to have scored that. He did. So there you go. So he scored that late last week. He does get a new card. Locate the horde. So that's where he is. And the vault's here. The horde is here. Both of them are in caves, so that's a little dicey. I mean, if I'm to be honest, his best bet is to just go hide in a damn corner for a week. Because he's doing fine with 15 and a half. So I actually don't know what he shoots for. Like, I mean, if I'm honest, if I'm actually playing this, if I was playing this and trying to win competitively, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I would watch everyone else try to scramble to get 8 points, which no one's going to do. And then I would win. So, and that's a little bit of what he's going to do, I think. Having said that, he could also try to run down and clear the poison pool. The poison pool is discard potions or fatigue magic chits. He could do that, and he could try to purify the pool. Done. The young knight he'd have to kill, but I bet you he could with his little cadre of dudes and him. So he could score technically probably 2 points fairly quickly if the knight doesn't get to them first. And it would largely just seriously depend on, I think some of these would depend on who goes first in the day. The dwarf, I think, has made the best of a bad situation. So I think the dwarf still can score the hermit, so that's a point. And then the dwarf has to return to a place. So I think the dwarf has 2 points in his pocket. And then because he can turn in big game and he can find the hermit. Those two, done. And I think that's almost it. I don't know what else we think he's going to do. Everything else is pretty far away for the dwarf and his short legs. I mean, he is pretty stuck. He could try to maneuver through the caves to get to that young knight or the poison pool, but I don't think he makes it. I think he's going to be 3 days to get there, and I think the paladin gets there in 2 days, or the druid gets there in 2 days. So I think the rest of it just comes down to, and by the time he finds the hermit, that might be a day or two. He walks to the guardhouse, so that's 2 or 3 days. And maybe to the ruins, but that's 4 days or 5 days and he's in the ruins. In which case, maybe he tries to pick off the goblins that the woods girl doesn't. Maybe he tries to find a treasure and get on that great treasure board. So I don't think the dwarf has a great I was obviously hoping for some events to pop and that would put some points, but the points literally sat here. The only other thing would be, can he get to that dead adventure? And the answer is no faster than anybody else. So, all right. So Woods Girl is first. And Woods Girl is first. And yeah, I mean, I suppose she does have she has the bleakest of the, I mean, I suppose a day here and a day here to the gate. She could then go through the gate. But again, you're talking, that's the 3rd day. So I really think we're going to go to Ruin 4, and then we're just going to hide. So hide, move, Ruin 4. Done. I think that's her move on day 22. White Knight with his cloven hoof. So the White Knight, I think he picks up the Scholar and goes 1, 2, 3 to the poison pool. Let's check it to make sure that that is a valid move there for him. Scholarly advice. Done. The Scholar, I think, is neutral with our guy. Yep. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to pick up the Scholar. That's a free thing. 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 moves to the pool, unless we have Deep Woods already found, and we might. 3, 6. We have 3, 6 found. No, that's 1, 4. God damn it. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So 1, 2, 3. I think we hide, or do we have to hide? I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm not sure. We're not frightened of spiders, and I mean the demon could suck. So we will hide just in case. I don't think that hurts us. Hide, move, move, move to the pool with the Scholar. That's our intent. And that should finish that right there. I don't even know that we need to do a quest phase. End a day. You have to end the day there. Done. So we should be scoring the pool right now. The Druid. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would argue that probably the Druid knows what's up. He can see the board. He knows that the Paladin will probably get to the pool before him. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he runs to 6. Move, 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 move. Deep Woods 6. Done. And then the Dwarf. Extra hide, search, done. And there you go. It's day 22. We are ready to roll on the day. Six bats. I don't know that bats are that interesting for our team here. I don't know that we have that much to worry about. All right, pool. Scholar's coming with us. 1, 2, 3. And we are done. But we are going to hide, but we have the cloven hoof, so remember that. And we fail to hide. Done. But no bats appear, and we're done. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are done. The dwarf is going to hide. 1 die in a cave. He does. He searches twice, looking for a 1. Or, no, that's a fail. Come on, we got this. 4. Hermit is found. That is the dwarf's 6th card, so good for him. And he has 8 points total at the moment. And the hermit, I mean, he can cure curses, done, but we're going to put him aside. No bats. And finally, the woods girl. The woods girl goes to here. She is hiding twice. The ruins don't count as wilderness, but she is still hidden. I don't think we get bats there either. And that's it for day 22. And we are writing day 23. Well, I think the woods girl is going to... Gosh, she can't... Not a great move. She's going to hide. Oh, she's going to move into 6, and I think search. Just because she can run from anything that goes in there, except for the imp, but he's not going to show up there. And so I don't think hiding does him that good. So poison pull, since we've ended our day, plus pull. We get a point. That's the 7th card for the night. And he's up to 8.5 points. So they're climbing the ladder here. Does he get a reward for the pull? Oh, there's a pool rewards table. Well, hold that goddamn hell on. We scored a victory point, and we have a table to roll on. I don't know. Did I print that table out or make a card of that table? Objects saved. Pool rewards. Don't mind if I do. It's 1d6 too, so he could roll the best thing. I don't know what the best thing is. He rolls, did you drink that? He gets a tough chit. So it's a 1 asterisk chit that just exists on his sheet, and he can wound it or fatigue it at any time. As either move or fight. It's actually really good. It's too bad it's the last week, but that's really good for the White Knight. One of his problems is simply that. It's simply maintaining his fatigue. And so 1 extra asterisk to fatigue doesn't suck. So that is his. So that's the end of his day. What's he going to do tomorrow? Well, I think what he's going to do tomorrow is try to beat the damn Druid to the Knight. So he's going to go 1-2. And I don't know that he can do much else, but just he can hide, but he's going to hide, but move to the Knight, and he'll try to get him there. I mean, and the Druid, frankly, going to do the same damn thing, right? He's going to go 1-2-3 to the Knight, extra hide, move to the Knight, and really it depends on who gets there first. Now the Druid will have to fight the Knight, but the Druid's just going to gang tackle him with all his boys, so that's not much of a fight. All right, the Dwarf is enacting part 2 of his plan, so he's going to extra move, and move. So, wrong guy. Oops. Boom. Dwarf is extra move, and move to the guard. And he's going to turn in big game. That's his goal. And he is done. All right, day 23. Let's get a rollout here. Hopefully it'll do something interesting for our team here. 4 giants and trolls. I don't know. Don't know about that. Dwarf is first. That will be not much for him. He's going to go extra move, and move. Done. He turns in big game. That is going to be another card for him. And the Dwarf is quietly having a nice game. If it wasn't just for the sheer stupidity of the Druid's game, his game would be pretty good. He's going to take a medium breastplate. Done. Also nice. And he gets guide. And that's a search, effectively, to find. You can auto do a path. Yeah. Let's get his sexy breastplate here. And let's put it right the hell on. So now the Dwarf is fully armored. He is the Dwarf his ancestors needed him to be. White Knight is first. The White Knight goes to the Young Knight. Let's read the Young Knight card. Young Knight card says, appears in random clearing. When you end a phase unhidden, the Knight assesses you. If you have less, she offers to join you. So, does the Knight have 3 magic chits? He does not. Does he have 4 gold? So, is that going to hurt him with gold? No, he's not in any place. Yes, he spends the 4 gold. He is down to 12 gold. He's going to score the Young Knight. Boom, and that's his 8th point. Also, White Knight quietly having a very, very solid game. I don't know if I have a Knight, which sort of sucks. I need to make those Knights. So he gets the Spear Knight, H64M45. Let's see. Do I have? Is that one of these guys? That's this guy. So he effectively gets the pikeman as a buddy. So that's his knight follower done. The knight is out. So we've cleared these out here. The last. And that is the knight. The woods girl goes. She just walks on in there and she's gonna search. We're looking for a 4 or a 1. She doesn't get it. Do any giants or trolls come? No. And none here either. And she is done. And then the druid goes 1, 2, 3. He busts in there. Nothing happens. And that's day 23. So day 24, she's obviously going to hide and then move into the goblins. Done. The White Knight is now looking, since he's scored the 2 points that he could score. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's going to book it all the way up there. So he's going to move to Deep Woods 1. Move. And he's going to use his extra rest, which we should have used already. So I'm just going to put this here. And we'll put an extra rest. We'll move. Deep to Deep Woods 1. Done. And now the Druid. Well, the Druid got nothing out of all that. And no one's challenging him on spells. And what about gold? We're not winning gold. Could we win gold? I mean, we could sell for $7. Actually, we could sell for 13 more bucks, which would give us 34, which would put us in the lead, right? Not by much, but in the lead. So I think we're going to head 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're also going to head to Deepwood 1 with our extra hide. Move. Deepwoods 1. Done. And the dwarf. So I would say that the night before, the dwarf turns these two in. No point to either of these at this juncture. So he will turn in his cards. So he turns them in. He gets Weapon Master. And that's really the only one that is actually even valuable. Because the other one is a Lucky Day, which is a reroll. So the Weapon Master is a random clearing. Let's roll the random clearing for our dwarf here. 8, 3. Ledges 3. Huh. So just to add insult to injury, it would be there. That's where his Weapon Master is. So chance of him getting there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days. No, never make it. So that's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, I think he's just going to go to Borderlands 3. Hide, move, BL3, done. And he's going to try to scoop some points maybe from that last, from the goblins, right? If he kills one of them, 3. So we got goblins moving. They're going to be moving around there on day 24. So that is good and bad for the Woods Girl in some ways here, I think. So the Woods Girl is going to hide, and this is important, and she does. Then she moves into here. Then we check, and Ruins and Patter pop. So Ruins C, Patter C. Ruins C is going to pop these guys here. Patter C is going to pop those guys there. So now we've got a crazy little situation, of course. But she is done. Next is the Dwarf, who goes to here. Nothing draws because we've already drawn all the goblins out of the Borderlands. The Druid goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing pops. And the White Knight goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And nothing pops for him either. The Woods Girl is going to play now this game. So again, this is the ambush game. It's not super exciting. None of these guys are on her sheet. She is currently hidden. Her chance of staying hidden is much less because she has to roll 2 dice in the ruins than 1 in the wilderness. She is going to shoot this guy. It takes a 4, 3, 2, or 1. She readies the weapon, the whole thing, right? Anything, readies the weapon, and she is done. If she fails a hide, she has to flee with this L2. And she does have to figure out if she's going to fatigue. She's not going to fatigue a lot, I think, to start. So 1. Big Goblin is dead. She has killed him. So that's the first. And does she remain hidden? Or is this a single point today? It is a single point. She becomes unhidden. She has fatigue a move. And she runs out of dodge. Back to the damn cave, unfortunately. So that's going to put her in a little bit of a situation. Oops. Geez. I mean, that sucked quite a bit there, what I just did, so. So she runs to here. Oops, can't do that, huh? She runs to here. She's in between, and she is done. And that's her day, and she gets a whole single point of prowess. So she's up to 28. And though she has killed a goblin, she'll keep this as a trophy, I suppose. Doesn't matter until all the goblins are killed. You have to kill the whole stack to count the horde as being depleted. It's day 25. And God. So the problem with the Woods Girl is she's gonna end up back in that cave. She can't turn around. That's why the cave is bad. She actually she should have sat a day. And then she could have fled where she wanted to go, which is here. That's my mistake. That would have put her in a better position. So I think what she is going to do is she's going to move to the cave, rest once, and be done. And now it is the White Knight's turn. The White Knight is looking to swipe this giant. So he moves into 4, move into mountain 4. I mean, he's going to hide. He's going to search. Done. The Druid is making his way to the inn. That is 1, 2, 3. So he's going to be at the inn. Extra hide. Move. In. Pop a trade phase. The dwarf is I mean, there's a little bit of rethinking his life choices for the main reason that though he can kill these guys, they are hard for him to hit. Now, it's not as bad when they flip, but that's a lot of fatigue going down, and he can't duck anymore. That's not great. Like he can't really sustain over those goblins. He is much better against something big and nasty. And what I was hoping is to just sort of oh man, the Woods girls killed everything but two of them. So I did not anticipate this slowness. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. I mean, I'm gonna do the extra move thing. I'm gonna go move into the cave, extra move, and move, and I'll be in the valley. And the ghosts are dead, so that shouldn't be an issue. We all have crappy day 25s ready to roll here. And I think our scores are almost all set in stone. I don't think we're scoring much more. Dragons do wander here. The druid goes first. He goes to the inn. He's going to execute a trade with his friends, but the company will show up at the end of the day. So that is interesting. So let's execute the trade with our buds. We are going to sell, I think, those three things. So that's going to get us $13. So we sell to the rogues some of our ill-gotten gains here for 13. So gold, 13. That gives the druid 34. And I do think that puts the druid in first with gold. That was his intent. He's going to switch these points around. So he actually steals a point from the dwarf. 2 puts the scores a little bit like that. Is he hidden because the company showed up? He is. So there you go. So he's also hidden. So he doesn't have to worry about the company today, really. So also good. That's him. The dwarf goes 1, 2, 3. Nothing happens there. Woods girl has to go here, and she's going to hide, I think, is what she did. No, she rests. So good point. She's going to rest that L3. Now dragons are going to appear, so we're going to get shit. Oh god, and she just put herself in that foul of foulest situations, unfortunately, because she's not hidden. So of all times, of all things, sort of sucks. This guy's going to show. This guy's going to show. So there you go. Put these goblins there. So she is stuck now. Because she is pretty much going to have to run. And then she's probably stuck the rest of the game. We're going up there. We are going to hide. Get to add 1 to this. So we do succeed, though. And then we do search 2 times to try to find. And we're not going to be able to because... No. Done. Dragons do appear / prowl, so they're going to jump us. And that's sort of where we're at. She can run for free because she's fast enough, so she ends up between those 2 clearings. The White Knight is going to actually have a fight on his hands. He is hidden at the moment. So he's going to ready this. Play that heavy. grab him. Where does he end up? He ends up lining up. And does he flip? No. And he is killed. Done. So now this guy's on our sheet. I'm going to put him on our buddy sheet, so the knight is going to take him. I think this will... it's not great. Our weapon is unalerted, but because no one's on our sheet, we alert it the next round. So that's why that's a winner. Okay, so we're going to put him on this sheet like that. We are then going to cover our guy with a rando heavy. Two, so he flips to the bottom. Does he flip over? He does not. The white knight kills him again and gets 15 prowess. So that's sort of cool there. So 2 H flying dragon. That is 15. That brings his prowess total to 44. That puts the white knight. So the white knight is going to take a point back from the druid. It's a 10.5. Done. So that, again, not bad. Certainly not bad. Is anybody else? She's stuck. So she's fighting, but yeah. Sure. And none of this is good. She really, like, she's done. She needs the monster roll to be dragons and then also goblins later on. So her move is going to be moved to the gobs. And then she's going to have to run from that and so on and so forth. Now, she could actually fatigue out, but there's not enough days. Thankfully, there's not enough days. So that's her. So she has sort of a ignoble end here. I think the white knight is going to hide. Search. Maybe he can get that giant. The druid is going to... he was hidden, so he doesn't have to roll in the company. I think the druid retires effectively. I don't know that there's anything else I would have him do. What would I have him do? Well, I think he's good. And I'm just going to have the dwarf, but he can't do it. Again, he's sort of stuck here. So we are really, really close to calling it. It just honestly comes down to, I wanted to see at least if anything was up here, but there's not going to be any treasure up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 there, 5 up there, 6, 7. I think the altar. No, the altar is here. I think we've seen them all. Yep, we've seen them all. So every treasure site's out already. So there really is nothing. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is just, yeah, I'm just, yeah, I'm just gonna hide out for the dwarf too. I think really what I want to see is, can the knight finish up, and if he does, that's good enough. Otherwise, I think we're sort of done. So I think the dwarf will just hide out and be done for the time being, and he's out too. So not that that's an exciting end for sure, and I get it. Um, so on day 26, what's the monster roll? If it's not a 3 or a 1, the woods girl is, nope, it's a 5. So the woods girl is mostly stuck. Dwarf's going to go first and sort of sit this one out. Druid is going to retire. White Knight hides, but he's +1, so he does hide. He searches 3 times. He needs a 1 or a 2. That's going to fail. That's 1, 2, 3. Wouldn't have found it anyway. Spiders and imps. Oh, maybe the big guy. Nope, he's dead. Done. And the woods girl flees to here, and the statue pops the imp. And now she has to flee again, but now she has to burn. She has to burn a chit because done. So now she's going to move to the dragons. Hide, search, 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 hoping for giants to pop, actually. He's retired. The dwarf is effectively retired also for the time being. Done. Day 27, what's the monster check? 3. Okay. I mean, that's actually weirdly better for what's her nuts. It just doesn't help her any, right now. So with the cloven hoof in tow, we fail to hide. We do not search. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Done. Druid is done. Dwarf is done. She runs to the dragons. All the goblins follow her, which is why this is better. So she is now there. At the end of the day, she's got to run, which is going to burn that chit off of her thing. And now she is. Oh, he has a head too, which I accidentally took off to. Okay. And it's the last day, right? So we're gonna get 2 monster rolls, so that's fascinating. And we'll put the dwarf. So he's. I'm not even gonna bother with the ghosts. The ghosts will appear, but we're not gonna bother with them. Because I don't. Again, no, doesn't really matter. He's not gonna take prowess away or anything like that. Woods girl, she has to move back to the T dragon. He's going to do the same thing. See if maybe he can't. But that's not going to help him. So the best he can do is move to the giant. And okay. Two finer monster rolls are 1s and 4s. So that's actually good for our guy, strangely enough, although he might be in for a little bit of a dicey fight. Um, so all these guys come off the board, which sucks. So they come off the board. But now these guys come off the board. And these guys come off the board. And again, I wasn't writing her move specific enough, so that sucks. But if she anticipated that somehow she would walk to an open space, she could have written a hide or some bullshit. But she didn't. And that guy's gonna pop again. So let's roll for the knight. The knight's the important one right now. He fails to hide, which is gonna suck. He did search once. He doesn't find anything. His move is invalid. And he is jumped by Ruins is nothing. Flutter's nothing. Howl is strangely nothing. So a lot of this stuff comes back. Goes here. Howl, no. Roar 6. Flutter 1. Like he gets this crazy spot again, and it looks exactly like it just did, but he's not going to actually meet anything. She's going to get the layer back. So this guy's going to appear. What if she alerts her bow and just takes a shot? She would kill it. That'd be great. If she wanted that 1 in 6 chance, would that do anything for her? Strangely enough, it would. 38, she would actually be able to steal prowess. No, she would be able to steal a point, but that's also a big risk too. So, all right. I think we're going to end it though. I think that's about it. I hate the sort of wishy-washy ending. I feel bad. I know East hates when I retire anyone. But I think that is pretty good. At least it's very close to the end state of our game. Like if we're not going for broke and risking stupid shit to eke out a point or two at the end, risking death. Like I'd risk you know. And so the Druid would win, he would score. So I don't know if I'm going to do a new Grand Prix sort of over time where you score 4, 3, 2, 1 or 0 if you die. Druid would obviously score 4, White Knight 3, Dwarf 2, and the Woods Girl would get a point, which is weird. She's usually winning a lot of these, but the Druid just had an awesome game. Like that's the best Druid game I've ever seen. I don't think it was directly due to his spell choices. I think there was a little bit of luck involved. I do think it was very much because he pulled Envoy early, got lucky, found friends at the campsite, was able to make friends with the inn and the rogues. And once he did that, then went and killed the woodfolk, which was hilarious twice, and burned their stuff down. So he scored a bunch of notoriety off the woodfolk. He scored a bunch of gold off the woodfolk. He scored a bunch of points off the woodfolk. I think that was pretty cool. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Last week's can be sort of fluffy like this. I feel bad for the Woods Girl. I think I could have played that better. I obviously I should have just gone around. I should have went around. Like I should have, tried to find that Ruins 1-5, and slinking over to that side, she would have had a better time. Now, when the dragons came, she'd have still been a little screwed, but she would not have been stuck between two clearings. You never want to be stuck between two clearings. So this was Magic Realm, our little questing variant. Again, I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope you have a good weekend. So that's it. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.